the jurors are not present, and we've just returned all from the jury view. And I would note that there was a drone and there was a GoPro footage that will be made a part of the file. It'll be, I think, like court's exhibit or something like that. It should be ready and prepared in a day or two. I noted that the jurors were there at, are our doors open? All right, the jurors were there at 3:01 and they left in the vans at 3:14. So it was about as long as we figured it would take. Any comment, any input from the state about the jury view process?
No, Judge.
All right, anything from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. What's next? Who's next? And how long will that person take and what's involved?
Our next witness is Georgianne Pavlons, Miss Pavlons' mother. I think that my direct of her would probably be 30 to 45 minutes. At the jury status, the court indicated that we may do voir dire of Miss Pavlons prior to her testimony regarding what the defense was seeking to, I guess, elicit from her regarding the mental health history of the victim. So that is the state's next witness.
All right, and what do you think I should do in regards to, it's almost 10 minutes to 3:47 now. Should we start, and what do you think I should do? Should we go and have direct of her and then have cross tomorrow? I'll ask, first of all, Mr. Wolf or Mr. Galleries.
Judge, it seemed like it makes sense for her sake. I mean, taking into account how this must be affecting her, just to do it all at once, maybe tomorrow morning, rather than her go up there, feel bad, and then tomorrow morning feel bad again.
Judge, I guess the state's preference would be to do the voir dire this afternoon while we have her and send the jury home, and then start fresh with her testimony in the morning, so that we know all the parameters of her testimony prior to her getting on the stand.
All right, then what I'm going to do is bring the jurors in and release the jurors first, okay?
Yes.
All right. Yes, sir, Mr. Wolf? Oh, okay, that's a yes. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, and we're going to do talk to her about the parameters of her testimony, okay? So we'll have the bailiffs bring the jurors in.
We're going to start at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Is that supposed to be a joke? Yes.
What was the question?
It is my preference to start on time and at 8:30, and that's what I thought was going to
I
happen
didn't know
today.
if the court was going to ask them to be here at 8:15. I was just trying to clarify.
Probably start at 8:30.
Maybe he had other matters.
For those who weren't here this morning, we intended to start at 8:30, but we had a wayward juror and didn't get going till 9:45 or so. All rise for the jury. All right, have a seat, everybody. Thank you very much. When can I talk to you? Sorry.
That sheriff standing there is the one that was in the Jesse trial. He don't allow you to have glasses on top of your head, drinks, or nothing.
Jury, thank you very much.
He'll be watching you behind that desk of his.
We're going to break today. I'm going to send you home. we have some legal matters that we have to take up. And it's 10 minutes to 4 right now. I've been told that our next witness is probably going to be pretty lengthy, and that probably more lengthier witness in terms of time. And rather than stop, and then restart again tomorrow, I think everybody's time is better served to start up with the witness tomorrow morning at 8:30, right? And please, tomorrow, I just talked to Mike, and he told me that he usually wants you to meet in the cafeteria. And my understanding of his instructions are that you meet there in the cafeteria. Even if you're late, stay in the cafeteria, and he'll be back to pick you up. So I'm going to ask you to be here in a time frame such that we can start at 8:30 tomorrow morning, and that means probably get there about 8:15 or so at the latest, and then Mike will bring everybody over as a group. So I will tell you once again and admonish you, there's cameras here. They've been here throughout the proceedings. You may have seen cameras at the jury view as well. Media has a right to be at where we are and watch what's going on. They've been directed not to identify or even show your faces, right? That's the standard operating procedure, just in case you were wondering about that. So again, remember what I said on the first day. Go home, don't talk to anybody about the evidence, about what you heard in the courtroom. Wait until you deliberate amongst yourselves, and then when you're all done, you can say anything to anybody that you want about the proceedings and the trial and the witnesses and so on. But at this time, I'll admonish you, please do not do so. Follow Mike's directions. He'll be here tomorrow. I don't think Ken's going to be here tomorrow. I don't know. No? Okay. Nice to see you. Anything else from the state before we break?
No, Judge.
Anything else from the defense?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, follow Mike's instructions about your books. He's going to lock them up overnight and so on. All right, thank you very much, everyone. See you tomorrow at 8:30.
Sure you have any personal items with you?
He keeps telling them 8:30. You should have said 8:15. Because you know, people get confused, right? We don't want them to be late.
All right, have a seat,
You heard him
everybody.
say that court started very late this morning, very
Let me
late.
just check my notes on something. All right, so your next witness, I'm sorry, what's her first name?
Georgianne.
Georgianne Pavlons, right? And our goal here is to
The mother.
determine the parameters of her testimony. And how do you want me to do that exactly at this point? And I'll ask the defense in just a moment.
Well, Judge, I have met with Ms. Pavlons, and I have an understanding of what the state would like to ask her. I think it would be appropriate for the defense to ask Ms. Pavlons questions, particularly related to Stephanie Pavlons' mental health. That seemed to be the line of questioning that they intended to ask, and was part of the motion in limine that never got, I guess, expanded upon. So that would be my suggestion.
All right, and who's going to handle her? Mr. Galaviz, what do you expect we should do, or what do we need to do, sir?
Just ask her specifics as to Stephanie's mental health issues from birth until the moment she passed away.
That's what your intent is?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I think from
From
birth
birth?
until her time of death is much too broad. I mean, the
That's
court has
crazy.
limited other things from 2003. I don't think that the entire history, she was in her 40s at the time of her death.
Mr. Galaviz, your response to that?
Well, I'm not quite sure if Stephanie suffered mental health issues from a child till the moment she passed away, or if it began when she was a teenager, or began when she was in high school?
What's the relevance of, let's say, at age
It began when she was born?
18?
No.
When did she meet
Well, she's
Mr.
crazy.
Pahl? I heard it was in '03, was it? Something like that?
I
Probably
think
when
the
she
daughter was born
was,
in '03,
Daughter was born in '03.
How
When
old
did
was
she
Steph?
meet Mr. Pahl?
and how old was Steph?
you mean she was 40-something?
21?
And so you're,
You can't even do
what age
math.
was she when she passed, in her mid-40s, early 40s?
44.
44?
44.
I don't see the relevance. I can see the relevance, but the probative value I don't see if we're going to explore her mental health from birth for purposes of this trial. I mean, your position, my understanding is that she had mental health problems, and my understanding of your position is that she was either suicidal or repeat drug user. Is that
So
correct,
she just
Mr. Gallagher?
decided
Is
to
that my
go in the
understanding of what
woods
your belief
and
is?
end her
And
life.
that had something to do with her death, correct?
Correct.
I'll allow you to ask questions about the last 10 years.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's have Ms. Pavlons come on up. Georgianne, is it? I'm sorry. Ma'am, if you come up to the witness stand, please, to my right.
Stephanie's mother is coming up
Correct, that was in 20.
out of the presence of the jury. The jury has gone home for the day. They'll be back tomorrow when court starts at 8:30.
And then watch your step when you get up there, ma'am, please.
I don't know if she's going to be on camera or not.
And if you could raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in this matter before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right,
Oh.
please be seated, ma'am.
She's on camera. That's her mother. She's quite
Can you tell us
elderly.
your name, please?
Georgianne Pavlons.
Okay, and we'll note for our record that the jurors are not present, that the purpose of her testimony at this time is to set a parameter or framework for what she might testify about. And you are the mother of Ms. Pavlons, who's deceased, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Galaviz, why don't you ask some questions and we'll see where we are, okay?
Yes, sir. Ms. Pavlons, before I begin, I want to share my condolences to you and your family. But other than that, Steph lived with you the last 10
Steph.
years of her life. Is that true?
Off and on.
Right, she lived with you and your husband at your home in Delafield?
Yes.
And during that time, she was getting treated for mental health issues, true?
That I couldn't answer.
Was she getting prescription drugs at all
Yes.
for mental health issues?
No.
What was her prescription drugs for?
She had, epilepsy?
Is it like seizures?
Yes.
Was she taking any, because you picked up her prescription drugs at times too, correct?
Yes.
And the only drugs you picked up were for epilepsy?
I don't recall.
And while she was at home for the last 10 years, according to your comments to the police, she would talk about suicide?
Not on a regular basis.
But she did talk about that, true?
Yes.
She talked about killing herself, true?
Yes.
What exactly would she say? And when did and when did she begin talking about suicide?
Oh, I don't even know.
Within the last 10 years of her life?
It was very sporadic.
I know, but when did it begin? If you can remember.
I really can't answer that.
Was she talking about it shortly before her death, the years leading up to, 2 or 3 or 4 years before her death?
I don't think so.
Well, you remember in 2020, you had picked her up behind the Walmart where she was going to jump in front of a train?
Yes,
And that was just 2 or 3 years before her death, true?
yes.
That was like October of 2020, true?
Could you repeat that?
That was around October of 2020, true?
I don't remember that.
But you remember going to pick her up behind the Walmart near the train tracks?
Yes,
And as far as you know, you had to go pick, she had summoned you there, true?
that she had called.
Because was she hearing voices about, or what did she tell you when she, over the phone?
I don't think she ever heard voices.
No, but what did she tell you over the phone that she said, you need to come and get me, I'm gonna kill myself?
She was just upset with her situation.
So she was depressed.
Yeah,
We want to
Did
know
she
what she was
ever-
doing that day.
Do you now, did your husband also witness this depression or the suicide comments that Stephanie would make?
I don't think so.
She would only do it in front of you?
Yes,
And she obviously did it on the day you picked her up at the Walmart. Did she ever make those comments at your residence?
no,
It was only that one time at Walmart?
yeah.
When you were interviewed by the officers in August of 2022, you had, I think it was September of 2022, you had mentioned that she had been talking about suicide, so you weren't, do you remember telling them that?
I don't recall.
You remember being interviewed by Detective Fredericks at your home?
Oh, yeah.
And you, according to your audio recording, you had said that she had talked about suicide for many years. She had talked about dying. You remember telling Detective Fredericks that?
No,
And Matthews could have just used that excuse. I'll get away with it because
When
remember what he said to his dad? I've done something real bad, Dad.
Detective Fredericks
Real
conveyed
bad.
to you in that conversation that she was discovered dead, your initial comments were that she had talked about suicide. Remember telling him that?
no.
But you could have said that, you just don't remember saying that.
I guess.
You remember her, you telling the detective that she had spent time at Rogers?
Yes,
And what year was that?
when she was 18, 17, 18?
Oh, she was a young youth.
Yeah, yeah.
Not recently.
No, no.
Do you ever remember driving her to her doctor's appointments?
Yep,
And those doctor's appointments were for her depression?
I drove her to a lot of doctor's appointments for whatever was ailing her. She would get shots in her neck and she had different doctors that she went to.
But you don't recall what kind of medicine she was taking for her ailments?
No,
I have no further questions, Judge. Wait. Strike there.
Don't you think they'd be able to find out
Apparently you were
what
aware that your daughter
medications
was a
she
cutter?
was on?
A what?
A cutter, she would cut her wrists.
Now she's a cutter.
Gosh, I don't remember.
She don't remember.
You remember Detective Fredericks calling you October 19th of 2022, and you again told him that Stephanie talked about committing suicide. You again talked about the Walmart incident. Do you remember that conversation on the telephone?
No.
You, about 6 minutes in the conversation, you talked about she having marks on her wrist that she would cut herself. You don't remember telling him that?
No.
Did you ever see marks on her wrist?
I'm not sure. I could have.
Do you know the last time you saw those marks on her wrist?
No.
I have no further questions, Judge.
State?
Thank you. Ma'am, the time that you were asked about with Walmart, you have no idea when that was?
No, I don't remember.
Okay. And ultimately, you made contact with Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay. And did you bring her back to your house?
Yes.
Was she injured?
No.
Okay. In no way harmed? And do you recall how she reached out to you?
On her cell phone?
Okay. So she called you?
Yeah.
And you said she was upset about her situation. Did you know what her situation was that she was upset about?
Just the way Matt would treat her.
You were asked about Stephanie's mental health, and you said you were not aware if she was on any medications related to her mental health. Is that true?
True.
Okay. So you knew she had some medications. She had a number of different health conditions, but you didn't know what specifically those conditions were or what medications she was taking.
Correct.
Okay. And when you took her to doctor's appointments or you picked up prescriptions for her, did you look at what she was being prescribed?
Not really.
Okay. Did you go into the appointment to see the doctor with her?
No.
Okay. You just transported her?
Yeah.
Okay. You were just asked about Stephanie cutting her wrists. You said you don't know when that happened. What makes you remember that happened at all?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you and Stephanie talk about her life or the details of her relationship?
No, she was pretty private person.
And if she was depressed, were you someone she would talk to?
I think so. She really didn't have any friends.
And do you recall Ms. Pavlons your daughter being suicidal in the last year that she was alive?
I don't remember.
Okay. Nothing that sticks out to you as something that was concerning?
No.
Any other questions?
Anything else, Mr. Galaviz?
Just a few questions. Ma'am, you knew your daughter was taking Zoloft, true?
I don't know what she was taking.
But regarding suicide, you knew that she tried to kill herself in March of 2021, true?
I don't know what year it was.
But you remember she tried to kill herself at your home in March, where Matt actually drove over to the house?
Not really.
You don't remember that?
Nope.
You remember Zayla, your granddaughter, Layla being at the house when this occurred?
Yeah, she lived with us.
So Layla was at the house in March of 2021?
No. I think she had already moved to Ohio.
George, I have no further questions.
Anything else from the state?
No.
Right.
Mother's a forgetful one, or she just didn't get into her business. You know what I mean? She's elderly. She was there for her daughter, picked her up, dropped her off, took her to doctor's appointments. She didn't pry. She probably didn't think it was as bad as it was.
We've had a chance to hear Mrs. Pavlons talk about her daughter's mental condition. What do you think I need to do at this juncture? I'll ask the state first.
Well, Judge, I think a lot of what she testified to here would be hearsay, and I think I didn't object to that so that we could have an offer of proof, but I think if she were to testify about a lot of the things that the defense asked her about, require her to provide hearsay answers. So certainly the state would be objecting to those types of questions in front of the jury. I think that there's very limited information that the defense can go into based on the court's ruling that they can ask about the last 10 years, and based on her answers, she provides very little information within that time frame.
What are you going to have her testify about?
The background of Stephanie and Mr. Pahl's relationship, that the time period that they were in a relationship, how isolated Miss Pavlons was socially, where she was living during this time frame when they would see her, how they helped her, how they came in contact with her, how often they would see her, things of that nature.
All right. Mr. Galaviz, any comments?
I think Mr. Wolf wanted to make the argument.
If I may.
Yes.
No, you, one witness, one lawyer, okay.
Well, Judge, I think,
Talk to each other first if you want to, but.
He wanted to pass the book. No. One lawyer, speak only. That's the rules.
right. Judge, we're only going to go back to what she remembers, but also she did make statements to Detective Fredericks regarding suicide and things like that. So if she gets on the stand and says she doesn't remember, I'm going to play her clips of her telling Detective Rogers what Detective Fredericks, statements that she made, that being the witness, made to Detective Frederick regarding
She says she doesn't remember what she said.
discussing suicide, which is also in the diary
It's a shock.
that you're allowing in, where Stephanie talks about jumping in front of a train, talks about suicide in March of 2021, talks about in April of that same year, wishing she would have taken the whole bottle. So, I mean, those are coming in through her diary that you're allowing into the state to have no
Shut up,
objection
Matthew.
to, so.
So I'm a little confused here because I remember, I think you all remember my surprise perhaps when there was discussions about what would be elicited or what was going to be presented to the jurors. And now I'm hearing that if, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'll use the first name, Georgianne Pavlons says, this is what Stephanie told me, the state's going to object. And when and if they object, I have to respond. And what Stephanie Pavlons told her would be, if there's an objection, inadmissible hearsay. But then likewise, I had earlier in these proceedings with the motions in limine asked about the contents of Miss Stephanie Pavlons' diary, and I was told that in essence each side wanted to get information in. And so, as I said, I think I said, if I hear an objection to hearsay, I'll deal with it when I hear that objection. If tomorrow during Georgianne Pavlons' testimony, she's asked a question that calls for or elicits a hearsay response, I'll do whatever I have to do at that time. If later on someone's asking what was written in the diary and there is an objection, I'll respond to it accordingly. If I don't hear an objection, I have no response to make. So that's, issue was raised previously. It seems to me that much of what was asked, and I understand, Mr. Galaviz, given the framework of what's previously been stated by the parties, that you felt that you have free range to ask about what Stephanie told Georgianne. But if I get an objection, I'll respond accordingly tomorrow. That's all I can say, right? I mean, it seems clear to me that it is hearsay, and that if there's an objection, I'll respond. And if there continues to be questions calling for hearsay testimony, then I'll respond whenever it comes up. I don't know what else to tell you folks. I mean, that's the way it works. And if there's some tacit agreement to let what's in a diary in, that's a different question for me. And it appears to me that that is the case. But that's all I'll say. All right? Anything else from the state?
No.
Defense?
No, sir.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Be in those seats right before 8:30. Yes, it is my intent to start at 8:30.
Judge, I only asked that in case you had like a plea or some other matters on your calendar. I wasn't trying to be a smart aleck.
Oh, okay.
This time. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.